It's been 6 months of the PS5 and I'm out here on a bridge. I'm just thinking about my life, man. It's been a disappointing 6 months. I might jump. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, okay? It is freezing out here though. It's a bit chilly. A few people walking by, so please smack the like button because this is awkward as hell. And we're probably going to move locations in a second. But to be real with you guys for a second here. The PS5 is a great console, don't get me wrong, but after 6 months, man, it isn't what I thought it would really be. And let's seriously get into a deep chat over here. It's too freaking cold out here, man. I don't know what I was thinking, recording a video outside when I got a perfectly good apartment, like 5 minutes walk from here. I'm an idiot. I'd really like a face mask right now. Not because of COVID, man. Because of COVID, because it would save the earth and stuff, but I don't know what it... But it's more just to keep me warm, man. Alrighty. I think we found the spot. It's a lot less windy here. Look at this. Look at this. This looks pretty. There we go. Okay, I got a good seat because I'm going to have a good chat with you guys. Seriously, I'm not going to bash on the PS5. I'm not going to bash on the Xbox. I'm not a fanboy or a hater of anything. Like, I just love video games. I love them a little less these days, I think, just because the way everything's gone in the past decade of like microtransactions and DLC and all these extra ways to cash grab gamers, and it's a bit disgusting. I won't get into all that. But what I really want to get into is the PS5. I thought it was going to be the greatest console of all time, and it's a good console. It really is. It has a lot of potential. But these first 6 months, man, I feel like I've played it 500 times less than I thought I would when I first got the console. However, on the opposite side of things, with the Xbox Series X, I didn't think I'd play it that much because when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's basically just the Xbox One. It's still got the same user interface, not too many great games coming out and all this. But then it kind of switched me over because what happened was I realized, man, the PS5 is the one with no games. Yeah, sure, it has a new user interface, but it's a bit clunky, a bit different. It's better than the last one, definitely better than the PS3's by a million times. But the Xbox made everything feel seamless and allowed me and my friends to just have a great experience together online. It just seems like it's the opposite way around that I thought it would be. Seriously, I've seen a lot of people say this, and let me know in the comments down below, has this generation in general just been a bit disappointing to you? Like, the Xbox, it's better than I thought, but I had low expectations. But the PlayStation, I guess I just was a bit too hyped and it's let me down, but at the same time, I'm like, both of them haven't been all that great, but both have a lot of potential. And I think that's the great thing right there. But I think what really has hurt the PlayStation is the fact that it doesn't have any true next-gen games. And the Xbox doesn't either, but the problem with the PlayStation is my friends aren't on it, man. Like, that's one thing for me specifically. And the big problem that came with that was the reason my friends didn't, like a lot of them didn't get the PlayStation is because of scalpers. And that created a whole nother problem right there. When you've got scalpers just going out, buying up everything with bots and then reselling the consoles for $1,500 or $2,000, no one can really afford that. My friends sure can't. They can't play with me online. So I'm stuck with like 2 people that I know and a bunch of random people on games that aren't even really cross-gen. You can't play with your mates on the old stuff, and it feels like this whole thing was sort of rushed. And I know we've been in a pandemic and all that, and there was issues with the production cycle and the numbers, and that caused issues right there. But yeah, like overall, it's been one of those things where it's a little bit disappointing, and I thought it was going to be a way better generation than it has been so far, because I look back to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 when it came out, man. I was probably gaming like 30 to 50 hours a week on those things, each probably. I don't know, I'm probably exaggerating. This generation, however, man, where do I even begin? I don't even know how many hours I'm playing. Like, I probably played 30 or 40 hours, 50 hours in total since 6 months ago when they came out. And that's just sad, man. Like, it makes me really disappointed. You probably realize that I've switched up my content or not making as much stuff as I normally would because it's just not as great as I thought it would be. Now, speaking about games and like not having any to really play, and like recently Returnal came out. That looks cool. Personally, I have not played it, but from what I've seen, as cool as the game looks, man, I ain't paying like 80 bucks for that game. That is not a full price game to me. Personally, like, I don't think that's a game that's worth that much. I know I'm saying that without even playing it, but from what I've seen and from one of my mates who's finished the game, it's not worth 80 bucks or whatever the final retail price of the game is. And then you look at something like Game Pass on Xbox, man. PlayStation, please, if you're watching this, anyone from PlayStation that has any sort of power or knows someone with power at your company, please make something incredible like Game Pass. E3 is meant to be around the corner. I know you guys aren't there, but you have your own little things and announcements and stuff coming. Just make something like Game Pass. Because look at Game Pass, it's like $80 for the whole year, and you've got like hundreds, if not thousands of games. I think it's like hundreds and hundreds of games on there, and there's so many cool opportunities, free games. You get Xbox Live included in that. And then on the PlayStation side, on the contrary, you're playing for PlayStation Plus, and you really aren't getting all that much. And I look back, and I got used to being a PlayStation gamer on the PS3, where it was free to play online with your friends. And then on 4, they switched it up. They're like, oh, we'll include a couple free games like Xbox does every month. But then Xbox were like, hey, we're gonna just make every game free and make you just pay for a subscription every year, and you get a whole bunch of cool things, and Xbox Live Gold is included. So it just feels like, man, this is where I'm gonna play all my games. Like, I have found so many incredible new random games that I never thought I would play on Xbox, just because they're free, and I download them and I'm like, sweet. I did not see myself playing City Skylines, Dirt, games like that where I'm like, oh, that's cool, I might give it 5 minutes if I've got the time where I want to spend 50 or $100 on that game, because they're just not my personal type of games. But when I jump into them because they're free and they only take like an hour or two to download, it's like, bruh, I'm gonna go on the Xbox side of things. PlayStation, so please listen to me, man. I'm passionate. This is a gamer right here. I'm 29 years old, sitting out here in the cold. I don't know why I'm rhyming, but I'm gonna fold. I don't know what that was, but what I want to say is, PlayStation, don't fold to Xbox. Make something similar to Xbox Game Pass, please. Please, because it's the only thing that's going to keep gamers around, because we can't wait 8 years for another Uncharted or another God of War or another something Little Big Planet. I can't even think straight right now of all the games. It's been so long that I've played an actual exclusive on PlayStation that's truly captivated me. I'm forgetting the franchises. You see how bad that is? I know this is a bit of a rant. Like, I was just going to have a general discussion with you guys, but man, this is me. A game of 27 years, something like that, man. I remember, man, Pong was my first game on an old computer, like a Commodore or something. I don't even know what they were called back in the day, but I've got photos somewhere in my mum's house of me playing on an old ass computer as like a 2 or 3 year old, and me trying to inject floppy disks into a computer back in the day. That's how old I am. This is the 90s. Then I got my first PlayStation. I don't know why I'm giving you a history, but I got my first PlayStation, and that was it. I was hooked. I had like Super Nintendo and stuff before that, but Crash Bandicoot, you had so many amazing games on there that just blew my mind. Then the PS2 came out. Even that's the greatest console of all time. PS3 came out, it's pretty disappointing. PS4 was pretty cool. And then the 5, I don't know what's happened, like, and it worries me, man. It worries me what's gonna happen, because I know they've got some stuff planned, but it feels like it's an old model that needs to be changed, and Xbox have kind of understood what gamers really want and what they need and how the actual market dictates things these days. But PlayStation, they were for the gamers on the PlayStation 4, and now it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like Xbox are more that way. But yeah, this is just my rant. This is my 6-month review, I guess, of the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, which you're probably like, how are you giving it an 8? That's a good score. Because I know they're going to do some amazing stuff, and I know some great games are going to come out. So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm rhyming again. I don't know what that is, but I'm out. Alright, this was my tripod, basically. Along, thanks to Liv for recording, and shout out Nick Gordon.